All right, let's see what we got going on over here. I think we got a bunch of events and stuff to talk about. So I figured I'd hop on for a little bit, see what we got already queued up and what we had been working on, and then we'll talk through some of the stuff that's going on with the group and kind of where we're at. So if anybody wants to hang out and talk about that stuff and ask me questions about Linux and that kind of stuff, we can do that. I also have, where's this other thing at? Yeah, throw the operations stuff back in there. Got our drawing. Okay, yes, yeah, so we got all kinds of stuff kind of going on, and we can, anytime I can get this thing to move, we talk about any of this stuff that we kind of want to. And yeah, other than that, I'm just going to kind of hang out for a little bit. So yeah, if you guys have questions, let me know. What I kind of want to start with a little bit was actually over here in Discord. Where's Discord at? We have a lot of events that are always coming up, right? And I'd like to kind of highlight them for you guys and let you know what's going on in the group and stuff in general, so nobody misses anything. I think people think, oh, I can't, I don't know how to find stuff in Discord, or I don't do Discord that much. So I figure I'd just highlight some of the stuff so that you guys can figure it out, right? Hey Zorgal, how's it going? But here's the events that are coming up right now, right? We got the Bash study group that's always at 10 a.m. And now that's Pacific time, so you might have to, that's Pacific time. Yeah, there you go. So that will show up in whatever your time zone is if you look it up in Discord, right? If you're on the desktop in some way, it'll be on the top left. If you're on your phone, it's on the top right of the app. I guess that could be different in different apps, but I'm pretty sure they keep it pretty similar layout. Deathwish said, hey Scott, feel free to add my course in the curriculum of the LAC. Where's that at, Deathwish? Is that the one? Did you link that a long time ago? Is that the security one? Because that might fit better in the security one if that's what I'm thinking of. I might be. You might have to relink it because I don't always remember old things. Like my brain doesn't work as well as it used to, if we're being honest. But the Bash study group has a morning version, and then we've got a night version. But don't let the size fool you. This one's been around longer, so more people have said they're coming. Not everybody shows up all the time. Oh, the Killer Coda one? Okay. Yeah, I might do that, Deathwish. I remember that. I have... So the LAC doesn't directly go along with any of our admin stuff. In fact, I don't use all of my own labs out of there. Because I kind of think of those labs as, like, separate. Not separate in that, I mean, you still need to know Linux, right? Like to be a Linux admin, guys, you got to know Linux, right? That's probably the first rule of it. But then the second thing, like what we're doing in that Linux admin course, is maybe the second thing, which is like how Linux fits in with a business. So I did not touch every one of our, 80 labs or whatever we have. So I'll look at it though, for sure. I can look at it. I mean, the first course book's pretty well set for LAC, but I will look into it. And if you don't mind, we do have a writers group. You could drop it in, and then the guys can think about adding it like near the end. There's a little writers room. That's where most of the writing work gets done. In case you guys are wondering, I don't write all the books myself. The guys have done some really good work around GitHub and GitHub Actions and book creation stuff. They did all that. But let's keep going. We've got the Bash study group on Saturdays. Come in, ask Bash questions, do Bash-like things. Watch other people write Bash and maybe ask questions and get stuff that you need to done. That's always valuable, I think. And then come down a little bit on Saturday. This Saturday coming up, we're going to have a professional pen tester who I know from the industry come and talk to you guys about. I sent him over the questions that I use. If you guys want to see the questions that I sent him, these are the things that I always ask people if I'm like interviewing them. Because he was like, well, what should I talk about? And I said, well, honestly, if you just told them stories, people would probably love it. They would love to just hear about, some guy who does this stuff. But I always ask these questions here of any guest we have. So I sent these over to him. Like, what's your basic role? What roles have you had over time? What training have you had? What impacted your career the most? What are your daily duties? What do you think the percentage of breakdown of tasks you are? So, like, are you, 2 hours of every day, so 25% of your day you're in meetings? Right? That's some people's jobs, right? Not everybody does that, but some people do. And then maybe 10% of your time you're doing like break fix stuff, and then the rest of the time you're just building stuff out. Now he does pen testing, so I imagine part of his day is in planning and part of his day is in actually doing the pen testing, and then part of his day is in documenting and giving the results back, right? That kind of stuff. What tools do you use? How much project versus operational work? Now, so you guys that aren't as familiar, project work tends to mean new stuff. Operational work tends to mean working within the parameters that were already set and defined, and then you're just basically using, this would be making a new sausage maker. This would be using the sausage maker that's already implemented. If you want to think of it like that, if you were in the business of making sausages. He's in the business of pen testing. So then how often do you have to explain or visualize things for others? Like, do you have to talk in meetings? Do you have to walk through graphs and stuff like that for people? And then this one's always fun. What is your work to meeting to nap ratio? Like if you're working from home, and then what meeting cadence do you run? Are you doing daily stand-ups? Are you doing customer meets whenever they can meet? All these kind of things. I said, what's something interesting about your role that others might not know? And then what's an important skill to help you get into, in his case, pen test? I originally did this, I was asking questions for my wife because she's a help desk person. And then what are you listening to currently, like podcasts or tech talk stuff that they're doing? And what kind of side projects do they do? What do they study? What do they like to, that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's the questions for our guest. He's coming to talk to the group. And if you haven't heard, he has his OSCP and his GPEN and his CISSP. So he's open to talk about any of those certs if you guys are interested in talking through those with him. Okay. Obviously he can't teach you the whole cert, but he can tell you what he did, how he studied, those kind of things. He's open to all that. All right. Then we got the late night bash study. That's at 10 on Saturday. So that's at night time for me, but early morning for some of you. Again, Discord will show that in your time. So that's fine. We do lab maintenance on Sunday nights. I typically hang out down in the Discord. And I was going to start giving an option here soon because I know some people are probably a little bit interested in this. I was thinking of giving an option for when we do that live and when I'm down in the Discord, I can give admin access to one or two admins if they'd like, and they can work on the lab. They can work through the project stuff that we have. I'll talk them through what we're doing and what we need. And that would be something I would be open to since we, already have that maintenance time and we're already doing that. I think that would be somewhat useful for people. Then, but I will only do that for people that probably have finished the Linux admin course. I think that's going to be one of the conditions, and only because then it's people that I'm pretty comfortable with coming in and doing admin stuff on the boxes, right? Obviously, we got the boxes backed up and we have them where we could rebuild them if somebody did something malicious, but we would be working through it like live essentially, and people could get some hands-on experience. They'd be able to put on their resume that they were a lab manager or a lab admin for, a lab of 80 machines or something that teaches people Linux, something like that. So we do our lab maintenance on Sunday nights. And what I decided to do was since we have the 2 new courses starting back up, before we get to those, on the 13th, I decided to put together, we normally used to meet at 3 p.m., but I just put this together today, so there's not a lot of people saying they're coming yet, but anybody that's done an admin or security project presentation before, anybody that's finished the course with us, if you wanted to come back and talk through it again, right? Some people are pretty proud of their work, which they should be. They did awesome work. And they can come back through and they can talk to the, talk to the project, tell people what they did, what the experience was like going through the course. You got about 20 minutes. But for some of you, maybe you're still looking for work in the industry. I know some of the guys are. Walking through your course project can't hurt to get you down to like a tight 5 or something, in case somebody says, hey, just tell me a little bit about what you do outside of here to get ready for this admin role you're put in for. Oh, well, I work with a group of Linux engineers and Linux professionals, and we work through this admin course, and I put together this project, and this is kind of what it looks like, right? So that's the thing, and some of those projects have been pretty good. I think they've all been, I can put it this way, I think they've all exceeded my expectations, so I think that's good. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, like what that says to like the people who set my expectations, which have been all my college students over the years. But I think these admin security projects have been very professional. They've been very, like, these guys spent hours and maybe tens. I think some even spent hundreds of hours on their projects to make them look good, right? In fact, some of the things that were born from this were the actual course books, which are free, right? The course books that are free were done by one of the original guys who went through the admin course, right? So anyway, some people from the last admin project never got the chance to present, so they're going to come back through. Some people wanted to present. Presenting is never required, by the way, for the course. You just have to put the project together. But, I mean, shoot, you may be in an interview one day and you may have to talk to somebody, so you might as well practice, right? And then September 20th, we're going to start doing the automation course again. So the security engineering course is starting again, so we'll do round 2 for the people that missed it. That is a heavy focus on Linux security, securing your system from build on up. We have a 10-week course on that. And then we've got this is actually no longer tentative. Let me go edit this. We're officially doing, oh, whoops, hold on. Edit all events. That's fine. We are no longer tentative. We are now going to be doing this 16-week automation course, right? And that's going to cover all the things that we've been working on and all that kind of stuff. And then we've got 11 people saying they're interested in that. I hope to add a lot of value to that. I'm still putting that course together, obviously, as we go. But that's going to be a free course. You guys are welcome to come and do that course with everybody. The people that have done either the Linux admin course or the security engineering course before know that I do not make it easy. It is not that you can't finish. Everybody can finish it. It's just, it's time consuming, right? You got to do these worksheets. You got to do these labs. You got to do these discussion posts. I make you actually talk to people. Oh, gosh. Well, you might be surprised to know that as engineers, you will be talking, especially as admins and engineers, you will be talking to other people and you will interface with them and there will be all kinds of opportunities for you to step on your own feet if you're not used to thinking through and kind of professionally giving information to other people about stuff. So that's what a lot of that is practicing your thinking through and then typing stuff out and presenting it and then talking it through with people. By the way, that's an academic skill, right? You have to learn how to express things that are complex subjects in a way that can be understood. And then you have to, think about your audience. You have to think about how something may be taken, right? You got to write with clarity and correctness and conciseness and coherence, right? You have to have those 4 C's of technical writing. Anyway, so that's the kind of stuff that we're working on, and that's what's going on in the group. What do I have going on over here? So I've got lab stuff. I actually can clean the lab up a little bit while we're sitting here because the projects look like this. This is where we're at. We've done all these things, but I actually am going to put this back in work in progress because the Ansible output for the sandbox is not quite done yet. There's actually a little thing that we were working on here earlier. I think we did it in the sandbox channel. Where's that at? Sandbox. Can't find it. Sandbox channel. We were actually talking through this earlier, right? So I had this block of information that I dropped in here, which came directly from one of my systems, and then we were looking for how we would take this information, right? I can just go pull it off the actual page, but we were looking at how we could take this and feed it into something like Grafana, right? And it was QL, right? Oh, not prom QL, log, what is it? It's log QL. Yeah, log QL practice. So they've got the little Grafana simple log QL simulator. And I always tell people, be careful, right? Like, what I'm about to do, you would not do professionally, guys. You would not take a block of your admin logs, right? You would not take a block of admin logs like I'm about to do here. Get this thing out of the way here. So you guys can see yourselves typing if you want. And you would not drop a bunch of code in there like I just did. But for fun, we're going to do it. And What we're going to do then is we're going to go steal some stuff from Colchis that he had put together, and we're going to go see how well it works. So we were looking here at, I think we should probably look for this line here, and I was showing different lines that kind of show your system as it boots. Starting Promtail is good, but couldn't we restart Promtail without rebooting a server? Yes, it's a service, so we could, yes. Over here, could we mark boot as successful and switch to the user session? Yeah, that's okay, but that's probably something that could be recreated, or not isn't as clear that we it isn't as clear that we've started the server. Reach target multi-user system and then reach target graphical interface. That could be good, but we could change those on the fly too. So technically these could be generated in a running system and wouldn't really show us a reboot. They would be what we'd call false positives, right? Well, they would be found correctly. They would just be false on the sending of them. So yeah, that wouldn't be good. But I like this one. This one right here. The startup finished in whatever time with kernel and user space. So Colchis was digging around on this a little bit, and he had some things that he said, and we can go grab this log format right here. Let's go see what this one looks like. So we're going to move this out of the way, and we're going to go to, where'd that go? This one, I just had that up here. Yeah, we go drop this in right here and see if we run this query. Oh, there's a syntax error. Log format. MT. Did we not get all of it? I feel like we didn't get all of it. Hold on. No. Wonder if there's a missing. Let's go grab this again. Throw it in our notepad. Strip it of any bad character stuff. Get that out of there. Very possible other things were caught that weren't needed. In fact, when I just did that copy, it obviously copied other crap it shouldn't have. Let's come back over here. Control A, delete, Control V. Boom. Let's run this query. Query look better? That's still the whole thing. So what we could do is, instead of doing that, we could look for, did I not get, hold on, did I not capture? Ah, there it is. There's this startup finished. Okay. We could just look for now. Oh, there we go. Get this out of here. We could start with, I wonder if we didn't need that other part in there. Ooh. Where's it at? So typically, you've got your, whatever thing you're looking at. Oh, we got our rotator on still. Need the log format. I'm not used to using that. I'm used to just using this, right? So let's look for just this for a second, just to start. And let's just see if it can find for us now. Stop that. Stop the go rotate for now. Hey, Sending Grounds, how's it going? I saw you stream the other night, but man, I was out early, so I didn't get to. Let's get this out of here. All right. I think I also accidentally sent that to Zotero, so let me clean that up real quick, by the way. Yeah. I guess we could move item to trash. We don't need this page, although this is a good page for other reasons. And let's just say that we wanted. Let's go look at our data again. Where was our data? So I grabbed our data from right here, I believe. Shoot, I have no idea where I grabbed it. I know where I grabbed it. I just don't see it up here. We'll go grab it out of over here. So we need that, and then let's just look for. Where's he at? Startup. Just for now. And let's see if that'll find anything. So. Does it find anything in here? Hold on, let me go make sure I have. We'll add this just in case. That should find only the one line. Oh, I might need single quotes around it. Try this. I haven't done this in a while, guys. I haven't messed with this in a while, but they're using, that looks like backticks. There we go. All right. So backticks found this line because it has the word startup in it. But did it find any other lines? Hold on, let's find. It also found startup there, which is, again, okay, but we don't want to have two. We need to have something that looks like what we need. So we might need to do startup finished. Right? Now startup finished is only going to find that one line. You guys see how it's finding the one line? But what we might want to do, still found startup finished. What we might need to do then is go find that we can do like pattern matching, which is kind of what Colchis had originally done. I think he was testing with the actual data too. I don't know why this is not capturing. Oh, there's that dot at the end. Also, it looks like this isn't the whole thing. What we need, start up any number of spaces to finished. Okay, so it's fine there if we want to grab just this part of it. But then also, we might want to just say any number of spaces until we get to kernel and user space as well. Right? So I just don't know how he did these delimiters. I don't know why this is. I don't understand where this is getting closed out. Oh, he's doing them there. I see. Okay. Yeah, we don't really need all of that, I don't think. We might be able to get away with a little bit more. We don't have to match everything. Let's try this real quick. Just want to see. Nope. Doesn't, because it's looking for a string. Still not doing it. I don't know how to tell this thing. I don't think we need to put pattern in there. Like, we don't have to tell it that it's a pattern match because it should just do the regex. Like, we should just be able to steal this and that should still find it. Let's go try. I don't know why that's not capturing just. I'm just curious now if it'll find it or not. That's fine. Let's try this. And then that should work. That should find it. That finds that one, and it finds that one. But I wonder if it can also find, or if it's gonna not find that because that doesn't exist anywhere. Interested to see if it'll find it here. Does not. Okay. I'm doing good, Enzo Bear. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out, working on messing around with stuff. I started going down a rabbit hole of pulling this information if we were going to query it. And I don't know. Yeah, I might have to go figure out. Because I can get that, but I don't know. All the regex here. It is not playing nice when I go try to drop it in there, right? If I go just grab this, it's not playing nice because it seems like it's not. I mean, that should be good. Should be good. Like, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Not good. Not what I wanted. Yeah, we're getting parse errors. Yeah, it's too much to try to take apart. It says it's at line 1:29, but we can go try to find that if we wanted to. Or column 29. So it thinks the error is right here. But yeah, this is line 1, column 29. That's at least where it's getting a parse error. Oh, Enzo, that's nice. You get to travel for work a little bit. Doing some network stuff. Nice, nice. Another data center, right? Just another day in a different data center, man. Remember to bring your jacket. I know you've been working in data centers long enough to know you always need your jacket. Something, right? Something to... yeah, this is... It's too much for us to parse right here. I'd have to go throw this in something and something like regexer and try to figure out what it's doing. But Omizi, how's it going? We are just kind of hanging out, and I wasn't even gonna dig into this right now. I what I had shown was a sample query from shoot, I don't even have it up right now, but in here, in logs and apps here. What we did earlier was we rebooted a server, and then we watched. Now this is going to have a whole bunch of other messages in here now because he hasn't rebooted recently, but we watched it reboot and we grabbed all the data because we want to be able to pull it out of here. This is Grafana showing us what's in the Loki server for messages that are matched with Auto5. So what we were looking for then is we want to query out of this. So to just back up a second, because people are probably wondering like what the hell we're doing. We were gonna then query for this, but we want to see what the reboot looks like, right? Like we can capture reboot. We have a block of code that shows the reboot. In fact, we have it right here. This is the reboot happening, and then we dropped in here, and This is the line that we're kind of targeting for our logql search, right? And we want it to be started, right? Oops. Or startup finished, but we don't want it to be startup finished with anything else in there. So we could just do this, right? A simple query, but that finds our one that we want and also this other one. So this one is the systemd process 1, which is the one that we're actually looking for. I guess technically, I mean, it would be kind of dirty. We could just look for this. Let's try that in our string, right? Just for fun. Ah, this one doesn't find any. And probably because it's not... Probably have to escape those to find it. I wonder if we gotta escape those for this thing to... Yeah, there we go. All right, so escaped, we could query this like this. And then we would have systemd1, which we always know. Enzo Bear, you've been wearing the hoodie that you got? Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I haven't even shown the stuff that we have. The Linux, the Prolog loot. I haven't even shown that today because we were working on this, but yeah. Good old loot stuff. We might hold on to this because there's a shorthand that'll do most of what I want, right? And then the other thing we would have to do with this is we would have to decide what server is gonna ask the questions. And oh, actually, the server that's asking the questions now is over here, right? And it's this guy. So where do I have that? I don't know what's happening to my environment here. Ansible bin, yeah. So this is where we run our Prolog Bastion deploy. But is that our check? Yeah, that's just the, no. That's not the one. This is the one that runs every morning and actually kicks off and pulls the information about the server. So this is the one that we'll be updating, right? This will be the one that we work through and have to add some blocks to. So what we can do with this is we can add some things to it. We can modify it. Normally we wouldn't work on something like live in the in production, but this thing only runs once a day, so I'm okay with it for now. Let's do this. So, man, what the fuck is going on in my terminal? That is not the way that we like this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've split my terminal window in some way here, where we may just clean it all up. Screw it. I'm not gonna sit around and try to figure out what the heck's wrong with it. Oh man, if I could type. All right, screen's terminated. Screen's gone. Oops. Screen into our environment. All right. Come root. And on this box, there's our cron tab, and all we need to do then to make a little bit of a modification to this is we'll cd into root streams code examples Linux roles, daily, prologue, and then in here we'll go to tasks, and then vi our main.yaml, and down here we're going to we're still going to have all these reporting things happen, but we're going to add to this a little bit. And we'll say when Discord webhook is defined, which we know it is, and when report equals true. We'll say, there we go. You know, we'll put spaces just for fun, because that should be what we do. Let's go check it real quick, because I haven't done that in a while. I'm always checking my stuff. Some of you guys know I don't remember anything. Where is that? Oh, over here. Let's go to Ansible variables. Let's go check the conditional when we're using multiple. Right? So when they should have sample here. Should be up here. We're not doing nested variables. I haven't looked this up in a while. Oh, come on. So I can do simple wins, obviously. I want to make sure that it's like, should just be condition, right? I'm gonna be mad because I probably did it. I did do it right. Oh, and I can just use and ampersand. It's not bash. And when report is true. Okay, yeah. So I didn't need, and I could just do that. Yeah. And report. I should just be able to say is true. Yeah. Is defined and when report is true. It'll also equal true. Yeah, that's fine. And result is change when. Okay. Okay, yeah, it should be fine. And then they might even mention in here that typically when you use them, you can set, yeah, equals Debian or whatever. Damn it. Yeah, it's true. Okay. But that's not in the block, so let me go see. We can just be verbose about it. That's fine. It'll be a string true, right? Oh, that's fine. I don't really care. We'll treat it like string. So now it's only going to report out if that's set to true. So cron tab -e, and we're going to go to here, and we're going to hit shift $ to go to the end. And now extra vars, we're going to give another extra variable in here that is report equals true, right? Because we want to be able to run this. What would happen if I just ran this over and over again? If I just went and ran this right now and I left the report true in there, this would just keep sending out to our Discord over and over again. I don't want to do that right now. I want to come here. Let's just say false, right? And this is going to run for us, but it's not going to write out to our Discord right here in our specifically in our sandbox channel, in fact. So right here in our sandbox channel, this is what it looks like when it writes. Hey, how's it going? Hello, mateys. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I appreciate the resubscription. You don't have to watch any ads, so that's kind of cool. Oh, also, I did not mean to put that over my little chat down there. All right. So this would report out, right? This would come to the bottom here, and it would come out every time. But now we want this to do all the things that it's going to do, and then it says, hold on, failed conditional is true. That's my bad. I'm dumb. If you're going to use that, you got to say equals equals. I could just use true or false. It doesn't matter, right? It's a string. It's going to be hard coded. It doesn't really matter. This will work. But this will not output to our Discord in the sandbox, right? So we'll just let this run. Ow, ow, ow. Line 30, column 3. Oh gosh, I don't need when. I was like typing it as I wrote it. That was dumb. You don't need when twice, guys. I was like thinking it in my head as I wrote it instead of actually using the right syntax. That happens. We don't want to leave this broken. Well, that's the worst thing. So leaving something that was working is broken. All right, so now it skipped the sending something to the sandbox server because it wasn't conditionally correct. Now it'll be conditionally correct when it runs later. But what it did do is it sent the Prolog report output where we wanted it to go, which if I look in here, it's down here. So it's in this root daily Prolog check. So I can Prolog lab check, right? And it should be the last one because there's quite a few from today because I've been running them. We'll get the report every time, but we want to build this part of the template out. We see a reboot of Auto 5, but we don't see multiple reboots of Auto 5, right? Because the logic for this is only smart enough to have. This just checks to see if the box has an uptime less than a day. That's not great logic. That doesn't do what we need. What we need to do is go do a query. Our query is right here, well, here, and here. And we need to figure out how to get this query over via Ansible into a actual PromQL. So we got to hit the API, right? So let's go figure out what that API call might look like. And right here we should have some kind of, here's how we hit Loki, right? So we should be able to at least hit it. And we could test this. We don't actually have to test this on the we don't have to test this in this, but I mean, we might as well, right? If we want to send stuff, we send it this way. If we just want to expose the query, we should be able to just do a get on Loki API query, right? Let's grab this. We just check see if it's ready too, which is fine. Patterns, query. Look at what query looks like. Query to perform. Request that did not use valid logql syntax will return errors. Fair enough. Let's make sure that we can do a get on ready. All right, ready. So, come over here. Right in here when we're doing our checks, right? We're just gonna add a little block here. Check info or pull info. Let's just call it pull info. Info from Loki. Doesn't matter if it's upper or lowercase. We're gonna use UR. Oh man. Gosh. Right, so we're gonna use the URI module. And to go do that, we need to do quick little thing. We need to do a few quick things. We need to know that we're just gonna hit /ready, and the Loki instance that we're hitting. If we didn't know that, we could find that right here. Discard our changes. I don't care. Loki is 192.168 in my home lab, right? That's technically what we're gonna hit. All right, right there. Boom. All right, come back over here. I haven't written one of these in a while either. I don't really interact with you any kind of APIs as much as I used to, so most of this stuff is all regaled to memory. But all right, so URI, we are going to use the URL here, right? And then we are going to say method. Oops, we do not want that. Method can be get, right? Because that's what it said that we can do. And then for us, just for now, we're going to register, and we'll call this Loki, right? Just for now. And then for fun, we'll come down here and we'll say name all Loki info var is equal to Loki. Let's call that I don't know. Let's call it Loki result. That's fine. Just so that doesn't get confused with anything else. It shouldn't, but I guess it doesn't really matter where I run this from, does it? That'll be the most recent one. So let's run this. So we're gonna get a new report out of this, and actually, well, we'll see it right here in the in this. So we don't really care about the report. We're debugging to the screen right here, so. Hasn't crapped all over the place yet. It might here in a second, but let's see. It'll be the next info check. Next thing that happens. Oh shoot, I messed that up bad. I just realized something about that. I realized something as I typed that, or as I did that. When we pull the info, there's two lines right here that we need. Y2Y, We need them here. Oh, damn it. What the hell did I just do? Oh. Y2Y. P. P. There we go. We only want it to run once. Rerun. We want to fail quick. Again, I could just kick this off in its own run, but it's going to be going there, so I don't mind just putting it there to start. Is that good development practice? Probably not. You guys will find me often saying to do what I do, not what I say. All right, look at this. Loki said we're good. Loki gave me a status 200. So Rocky 1 was able to hit that and get some information out of it. Now, why all of them failed and why all of them turned red, we're not going to sit around and worry about them. But we did get a 503 from a bunch of them. I don't know. Yeah, that's slightly weird. Why that happened with all of them, but not with one. Maybe they have something that, maybe, again, there's something that said no sniff. So maybe they have some kind of thing when they're getting scanned, they don't respond. But I would have thought one of these would have come back. So we're not going to sit around and worry about it very long. We're just going to say, okay, when we did one correctly, like we should, guys, it worked. So that's fine. But now we need to go give a query. So we got to go figure out how to do this query correctly, right? And the query, we want to search doing queries against single point time and query limit time and direction. But we need to figure out what information is up there. So there's timestamps, labels, shows us what this kind of looks like here. Query equals sum rate, job of log. Oh, by the way, we can cheat a little bit here. We'll have a little bit of cheating in that right here. I will steal before I ever, I will steal from stuff that I have. Right here, this obviously has how it's pulling that query. Sum count over job app search interval, right? Like this is the how the log browser. Oh, sorry, that's the top. I'm looking at the wrong one, so let's discard. Down here, this is the one I want. This is how this one is doing the query right here. It's just doing job, app, whatever we have for app, which is, so this is essentially the search that we're going to need right here. So I'm going to grab this, those down here, right? And that's the log browser. Okay, so that's what we're going to be sending in as our query equals, and then this query, right? And app is going to be for us messages because it's not inside. It's not a variable inside of them anymore. And then this is actually the query that we're doing right here. Let me see. I might need more. Hold on. I need all that. Query equals. Yeah, we're probably going to need a query like this. That's Bash though, so we're not doing it exactly in Bash. Then there's labels. I see. Okay, we should be able to make this correctly. So it's gonna look like that. It's gonna look like we still do need that. It's gonna look like this. In our data URL encode, we are gonna give this. And our query is going to equal. Don't need any of that. This. Why did that put the? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Job messages, and then search is going to be this. Although I don't think we need the escape characters in it now. Escape characters were because we were putting it into a specific message inside of a like a web page, right? We were working on a web page, and in that web page we were putting that together. All right, so this is going to be our which I show only because, oh, excuse me. We're going to need range within a time as well. So we're going to need to add a time to this. But we'll start with it as it is, and then we'll do, because we need day minus in the last day, right? So we're going to grab it for the last day. Yeah. Should be able to start date is a default 1 hour ago, but we should be able to support a format like in the last day or something. Like if we just do now minus 86,400, is that right? I think it's 86,400 is the number of seconds. See, they're dropping time in there, but I want to pull it back. All right, that's fine. That's good enough for government work, right? So I'm going to modify this. We're no longer hitting ready. We're going to hit query. And we need to pull now the... Where is that? We're not posting, we're getting. That's still pushing. Where the hell's our query at? There we go. Still gonna be a get. Okay. Making sure. Still gonna be a get. But now it's gonna be query. Try Ansible. Should have. We should have our. I'm looking for the. headers. Body format. Right, form URL encoded, and then should be able to give it the body, right, and then we can give it as individual that, or we should be able to. That doesn't look right. Our body at? There we go. Yeah, I thought we could do it something more like this, and then just drop the body in there. And it may fantastically fail, but at least we'll have something to look at. All right. Okay. Let's see if it just fails all over the place, because it might. It's always possible. That's always the most possible thing. Query, huh? Not found. Oh. API v1 query. Well, nobody ever accused me of knowing what I was doing. Yeah. Looks a little better. Uh-oh, what happened here? Oh, did I messed that up. All right, sorry guys, I'm looking at something here. Had text messages. Let's go look at our error. Did I? Oh God, am I still messing that up? Yes, I am. But this is why we do it at night when we're on our own time. Yeah, I just want to be able to pull this in the home lab and get, because we can see the stuff obviously through Grafana, but if we want to like do stuff programmatically with our own little API, we gotta be able to hit it with our tools, and the tool I've chosen to use is Ansible in this case. So just got to get it to hit the freaking API right. All right. Expected end content length. Oh, we're getting application JSON. And that did not look the way that it expected. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do their exact query to start our troubleshooting. Let's undo that. And I don't think we're not technically, that body is just, it's not technically, well, let's comment that. Man, I can't type. Let's do this. Let's grab their exact example. And let's just try this real quick. Just to see if we can get their exact example to come back. Oh, job won't work with var logs because that's not real. But job for us should be messages. Okay. See if I'm missing anything in there. Okay. All right. It's fine. Let's see. Yeah, don't worry about why the cows are there. I need to get rid of them. Still coming in as the incorrect type. Let's go look at body. What are the body types we can use? It'll be raw by default. Hmm. I do not see. Hmm. I have to play with this a little bit. But yeah, that was. I mean, I was just messing around here, anyways, trying to figure that out, and then I got kind of down in a rabbit hole about it. But pretty much, I just have to figure out how to stuff this query that we've made into that correctly, and I'll probably play around with it and find it, and then when I do that, I'll drop it up in the. I always drop stuff like that in the Sandbox channel or wherever we're doing it, and since we're using this is where we're trying to find out of that log QL, right? I'll do that. People got here later, just so you guys know. I'm just really on to tell you guys that we got a bunch of events coming up. They are free. We've never charged anybody anything for hanging out. We got a Bash study group on Saturday mornings, Bash study group on Saturday nights. So you want to go do Bash, you want to play around. Last weekend, man, we were up on Saturday night to like 1 a.m. for me. So we were in there like 3 hours. At first it was just me and X-Shunya, and then nobody else was around, and then 10:30 rolled around and Sending showed up, and then we were just kind of hanging out in there, and man, I tapped out around 12 something, and they kept going till late in the night. So it was actually a pretty good time. Good discussions were had. People talked about different things, and they're not so much. I mean, we'll show you around, but like if people have specific questions or they want to know how things work, that we got a lot of senior people that'll kind of walk you through what they know, or at least, right, nobody knows everything, but we can at least point you to where you might go to find out more about those things. A lot of it's read the field manual, but at least it's read the field manual with a bunch of other people that can kind of talk, point you the right way. So there's that. We have a professional pen tester coming in between those two times, so check that in your local time if you want to come. I've known this guy for 17 years in the industry. I've watched him go from not being in the industry all the way to being a professional pen tester. That was his path. That was what he wanted to do. He's got some pretty interesting certs that he can tell you about. I don't out people's personal information online. I let them tell you as much as they want to, but you guys are welcome to come to that for free. It's just an event that we're doing. Sunday we do our lab maintenance, so starting out soon we're going to have that be something where you guys can work in the lab if you want and actually do the maintenance for me. I'll offer that to people that have finished the Linux admin course and want to talk through that and want to like practice doing maintenance in a real lab, right? Because we got a real lab running, so we might as well work on it. And we work on it on Sunday nights for people that want to come do that. We have our admin security project presentation, so people that have done that presentation before and want to come to it. Let's say, so people that have done the admin course, that's been run through twice, and then people that have done the security course, that's only been run through once, but anybody that wants to come and do their presentation and maybe practice it, maybe show everybody what they built, maybe they're kind of proud of it, because again, the projects are really good. The projects we've had are on par with anything I've done with college students. You guys are doing the same level of stuff as you would if you were going to school for it, so you can come talk about it. You can come watch what other people have done. I think I have a few people interested in talking again, so we'll be doing 20-minute slots, and then when we're done, if anybody wants to give feedback, you can. And then we've got our 2 courses coming up. We're going to do Security Engineering course round 2, 10 weeks. Pretty intense, I think. People spent a lot of time working on this one. And then the 16-week automation course, which Admittedly, will probably be pretty intense as well. We typically have about 100 people say they're coming to them. We've even had the most we've had say they're coming to the one was the first admin course, and that was 208. And we had, I think, 10 people finish it. So it weeds people out quick because, not I didn't do that intentionally. It's just a lot of work, right? You gotta challenge yourself a little bit if you want to do that stuff. Yeah, so that's all. That's mainly why I was on tonight, was to tell you guys that there's a course out there, and there's stuff that you guys can work on and learn if you wanted to. Right? Our group is designed. The reason we hang out is to get people doing this stuff professionally if they want to. Right? I think you guys all could do this stuff. I think there's nothing stopping you guys besides, if you're like, hey, I'm not a pro in some space, but I want to be a pro. I mean, what's stopping you? Is everybody there really smarter than you? Probably not. They're probably just people who started doing it. And the next thing they knew, people were asking them questions about it. Because they liked the way they did it, or they liked the way that something turned out, or whatever, I don't want to say it's faking it till you make it. It's just keep building stuff until people ask you how you did it, and then charge them to tell them. I'm kidding. That's not exactly right. But it is, eventually going to be like they're going to want you to handle their environments and keep their systems running for them and do their engineering for them. And once you convince people that you can do that, that's when you're going to start being, sought after in the industry. This is going to bug me. I know I was giving up, but now I'm wondering why I can't. Method kit. So yeah, so anyways, that's the purpose of our group, what we do, hanging out, walking through Linux systems, building the kinds of stuff that we work with. Gonna bug me if I don't figure this stuff out here. Over on the right, I'm just kind of looping through some of the stuff we've been working on the last few weeks. First syntax error, unexpected end. Oh, you know what? Hold on. It'd just be in my data. Is it? Did I do? This might just be me. That shouldn't matter. You shouldn't have to put that around it. No, that shouldn't be it. Let's go look at I don't need multi-tenancy. I don't want to push any data in. Yeah, we literally just want to query this. I want. I do want this on too. I don't think I have this, but this isn't what's doing it. I need that on too, but I don't. That's what's doing it. Definitely not JSON. Huh. JSON. I said JSON. Got to do with this body format. Because it's seeing. Content header. Oh, let's see, this is a separate value. That's annoying. One of the most annoying things when they just shorten that up like that. Alright, what are we doing? We need to find return content. We do want to return content. It's always loaded into JSON. We know that. We need to figure out why the body format. I already know what this is supposed to look like. Only if you hit it that way with curl. Yeah, I gotta go figure out why. Hmm. Hmm. What's that dash GG doing? Hmm. Is there a equivalent? So there's only one ignore, and it doesn't directly have to do with either of these. Nope. I mean, sure, we could just do that with body. Oops. Oops. There you go. Give it a try. The old college try. Not a very hard try. Just us trying to get stuff to work. Trying to see if we can break the way it behaves. We can break it easy. We need to get it to work. You guys might also note I could just do this against one node, right? Content length 43, application, is that the same error? Yep, that's, for all intents and purposes, it is the same error. So it did not help. That's the way it's actually shown on the page, in case anybody's wondering. That's, I wasn't thinking I needed to do that, but I mean, gosh, maybe. Oh, I guess it doesn't need to be indented. We'll see. We'll see if it breaks everywhere or not. Different error. All right. Well. Need another value to unpack it. Okay. Well then, I guess we'll do that. Let's just try a raw body format like this. Let's see how this behaves, if it behaves differently. We definitely got a different error, but that error was inside of Ansible, so that wasn't even an API call at that point. That was an error with Ansible not being able to package that up. Send it over. What does this one look like? Same error. We're getting the same parse error. Unexpected end length. Now we can just throw that in the old Googles, right? And just see for Ansible. That's possible. I don't think we have a YAML linter. We might be able to get away with that though. And then, where is it? Oh, well, actually, we might just be able to check main in here. See if there's a. Oh, well, that's a dumb. That's not even parsing that right. That's not the problem. Huh. That's not the problem. Because we can get past all that with no problem. I mean, it's not a list, so, I mean, we don't really need... Technically, it shouldn't even have to be on its own line. We should just be fine here. But, why are we... Summary job. I shouldn't have to do anything to escape these. It should all be fine. Huh. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Is there? That's weird. Okay, okay. I was like, why is that thing doing that? Alright, let's see. We need a more generic query than this. We need the most like generic Loki query that we can do. I mean, we were able to just hit the check to see if it was up, right? Like we know Loki's up, right? Like we can see it right here that it's up. Like there's no question that it's working. We just are trying to hit it directly. Playbooks. Get some. You know what? Hold on. That's not even the right. Not even the right page. This is the right one here. Query some rate job messages. What does it actually look like right here? In the log pattern. So we would build it. That's how we would build our query. It's the exact query that we want. Are we getting the unexpected end of data? Maybe we need to I mean, we are using things that aren't supposed to be there. So it's very possible that's why we're seeing it. We found that from this. We read our, what's curl doing? Curl is turning off that globbing parser for these. So maybe we do need to escape those. I mean, because maybe Ansible's looking at those. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws at this point. So let's just, I don't know, for fun, we will escape the unescapable. Maybe. We'll try it. Oh. That one was escaped. That one was escaped. That one was escaped. And that one was escaped. I think something else got changed. Because that broke. Oh, that's the wrong Ansible. Huh. Ignore me. I'm running the wrong crap. Jeez. Been a long night. We're just playing around in here now. Same error. It still thinks the content type's application JSON though, which is not accurate. And it's not the type. Oh, well. Give another shot with the original way that we had it set up. Same error. Same error. That's not good. There we go. Give it this the old college try. Oh. We need to escape for sure these. See if the rest of the parser works. Nope. All right, I gotta figure out why this error looks like it does. So I'll troubleshoot that more as we go. Get in there and that stuff. Other than that, mainly just on here to let you guys know for people who got here later. We got a bunch of events coming up. They're free. Go hang out in the Discord. bunch of different stuff going on. I will probably hop off of here. Kind of tired, and I got other work stuff to do, so I do that for a little bit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming by. You guys are welcome to hang out. Discord's the best place to kind of hang out with everybody because there's the most stuff going on down there. People talking about what they're doing or what they're working on and stuff. So you can sit around and talk with other people that are kind of like-minded in the main context of getting into this professionally. So, all right, we don't have enough people to raid anywhere, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I do appreciate you guys coming by, and I will see some of you guys later on.